Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all. It's Friday, and it's going to be a Williams Friday. Nothing wrong with that. Williams is great on any day that ends in Y. It's perfect. No problem at all. Trust me on this one. And once again, the coffee's really good too. So today, we're going to do the modern Williams. Fairly new puck there. And before we get into that, it's Adjustable Friday over at the Shave Den. They do this little thing kind of like we do, Williams Wednesday. They have an Adjustable Friday over there. They originally started out with the Fat Boys, and then they expanded it into other Gillette Twist Open. So we're going to use the old short handle super adjustable today. This is a family razor. This is one of the razors that I originally started wet shaving on when I started shaving, which would have been at about, 13, something like that. But anyway, this is one of the ones that we had in the house, so I've had it off and on ever since then, and it's in my collection now. So it's a super adjustable. I think it's a 70 or 71. I haven't checked the numbers on it recently, and I don't have a good enough memory. Turned up to 9 because 9 is the only acceptable setting on an adjustable like this. Everything else is just kind of girly. So let's see, since we're going to use a Gillette razor, and since we're kind of using double-edged stuff and not doing our normal thing anyway, why don't we use Gillette aftershave? This is their Cool Wave, and it's actually not a bad aftershave. It's really not. I kind of make fun of it because it's Gillette, but I make fun of a lot of things if you haven't noticed. But one thing I'm not going to make fun of is we're going to work this here puck of Cake of Williams up with the big old bore brush on the JR 176. Williams just loves a big old bore brush. So we're going to get most of the water out of the brush. You'll notice that we're not raising the garden here. This is not Martha Stewart. We're not blooming anything. It's really, we're not. So anyhow, here we go. Stage is set. Let's see how the prop guy did today. Wait, I worked the day shift yesterday, so I shaved yesterday morning, so it's a day and a half or so that we're working with there. That always works out pretty good. Oh, the blade in the razor is one of the old just dollar store, Family Dollar store. I don't remember which one. I've had it around a while. It's just an old generic razor blade, because really pretty much a blade's a blade as long as it's sharp. Alright, so we'll get us some Williams going here. And we're just going to start working up with a damp brush so that we start getting kind of a paste on it. Almost like making a roux. You've got the, oil and flour. You start with a paste, and then you start adding the liquid in to make your roux. The gravy. Kind of how I do it here. Alright, so we'll add a little water just by dipping the very tips of the brush ends because, we face lather around here. Not that we don't like bowls. Bowls are great. Bowls are great. Love them for soup. Used a bowl a little while ago. Had some olives in it. Green, not black this time. Although I do like black olives. These were green olives. Not exactly ready to beat Bobby Flay, but it wasn't a bad lunch. Alright, here we go. So we're starting to get more of a nice paste going while I'm sitting here talking. I think we'll add a little bit more water. And by adding a little more water, I'm talking about just a touch on the end of the tips of the brush. Everybody hollers about how much water Williams needs. I don't know. Not me. So anyway, so we're starting to get this. And with that, let's see what we can do with the Williams. Now another thing I hear is people talking about, well, my dad used Williams, my granddad used Williams, all that, which is great. But the Williams they use has been reformulated. And, it's what we call the vintage Williams now. And it's a very, very nice soap too. Alright. Get this worked up nice. But the modern Williams, a little bit different animal. I don't think the modern Williams is really made to be lathered into buttercream, as I like to say about some other soaps. Some people like to make buttercream like the ice of a cake. The modern Williams is made to be functional. It's slick, so it protects. Alright. And you'll see, doesn't make a bad lather either. Alrighty. Let's see what we can do with the old super adjustable today. Yep, blade's just fine. Turned up on 9, the only accessible setting. Yeah. It's not so bad at all today. These dollar store blades, I don't do a lot of double edge shaving anymore, as everybody knows. But these dollar store blades are, from what I can tell, they're Dorcos. And the Dorco single edge blade is garbage. To me, it's just as bad if not worse than the carbon steel feather single edge blade that we tried to use for the auto strops, and that is a complete garbage blade, trust me. I'm not even sure I would use that blade in the auto strop cigar cutter, but actually I probably would. It probably work good for that. But so don't use the Dorco, which you can notice them because they're made in Korea, single edge blades, although some places are marketing them as store brand razor blades, and I'm not sure they'll even scrape paint, but you're welcome to try. But the Dorco double edge blades, and even their baseline model, the standard 301 STG 301, I think it's called. Anyway, even their standard baseline model there's nothing wrong with it for double edge shave. It does really well. It's about all I use. If I use something else, it's because somebody gave it to me. I definitely don't buy it anymore. All right, our second pass here. Do a little paintbrush, why not? I ain't scared to swirl a razor, but I don't mind a little paintbrush every once in a while. Then we'll come across and do a little cross the grain stuff here. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Mickey Gilly playing in the background, sounded like. Not so shabby. Alright, so we come along here. Uh-huh. I'm being quiet so you can hear Mickey a little bit. Some of y'all might not get hear Mickey Gilly very much. That's a shame. Alright. Now I have a problem. I don't know if you have a problem, but right here, this little deep valley right here, if I try to really get down there, I'm going to end up with weepers right there. So I generally try not to do that. If you're always ending up with weepers there, what you could do is get your little tongue under there and give you a little bit better surface there to work on. That's just a little hint if you need it. I just do light strokes down through that area from a couple of different angles, and it seems to really clean it up. There's not a lot growing right there anyway. All right. Well, there we go. Clean that all up, as you can see, looking pretty good. We'll dry everything off so that we can see. Now, another little tip I might give you, something you might notice. not really a tip, but it's something you might notice. Wait a few minutes after you shave to judge your shave. Give it a few minutes. I've seen people talk about they have to sit there and use buffing strokes and little strokes, and they use 4 and 5 passes to shave and stuff like that. And I'm wondering if they didn't just go ahead and do a standard shave, and then give it a minute before they started checking things, if they might notice that that was a pretty good shave. So try this sometimes. When you get finished shaving your normal routine, feel and see how everything feels to you. I like using witch hazel on my touch-up pass because with the witch hazel on, I think I can feel everything pretty good. It's slick enough that I can go and do my normal cleanup. Make sure I got that top lip. But I can also feel, I've seen a few people say that with the witch hazel, they thought it felt the hair stand up where they could cut them more. Personally, I don't see that. But if it works for you, it's great. Whatever you like. I've done a lot more cleanup than I really needed to while I've been talking here. But anyway, wash your face off. And if you want to put your aftershave on, put your aftershave on, whatever. And then just wait a few minutes. And come back to it and feel it and see what you think then. If you normally have to do a whole lot of buffing passes to get the right feeling on your face, try waiting to do all your buffing passes and everything one time. Let your face rest, and then see if it feels any better after that. You may not need to go through and do all that extra stuff. Now, of course, the good part about all that extra stuff is that shaving too, and that's the whole point here. So there we go. It was a lovely Williams shave. Took my time a little bit, didn't rush through it. Someone the other day accused me of rushing through shaves because the Williams was disappearing and you had to get through in a hurry. So I didn't rush through that one. And if you'd like, I'll slow down on subsequent ones and we'll do that too. Just remember, the modern Williams is not made to be made into buttercream. It is a functional soap that's made to be accessible and works quite well. Quite well. So if you learn to lather, as you see, you can have lather throughout your shave just fine. Now the thing about Williams is, if you do blow the lather and it starts disappearing a little on you, it's still slick as owl snot and you can still get a good shave. It's people use brushless creams and lotions and butters and they splatter it all over the place and it's slick and they shave with it and whatever. I use butter for making grilled cheese sandwiches. I think that's a good thing for butter right there. And then I can go out and check my flowers blooming. I may even go shim a window or two to put them in after I get through with my butter. You never know. But anyway, look folks, y'all have a great afternoon. I gotta get ready for work. It's Friday going into my busy weekend. So you have a good one and happy shaves to you.